Everybody. I'd like to call this meeting of the Daly City Small Business Commission to order. Today's date is October 10th, and the time is 7:04. Let's start with a roll call to confirm attendance.
Commissioner Bautista,
Here.
Vice Chair Peña-Cerrada,
Present.
Chair Rodwan.
Present. All right, thank you. And then let's approve last week's minutes. Or I'm sorry, last month's. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, we're actually going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Excuse me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Excuse me. Okay. Now, last meeting's minutes. I think it was for July. If I can get an approval for that.
I approve. Yeah, approve.
Second? Okay.
So, Vice Chair, you made a motion to approve?
Yes, a motion to approve.
Second.
All right. All in favor? Aye. Approved?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. Next on the agenda, it looks like we have a couple of presentations. One from Environmental Innovations, San Mateo County Office of Sustainability. Thank you for joining us.
Hello. Oh. Thank you. Brought some props. Good evening, commissioners. My name is Britton Mays. I work with Environmental Innovations. I am San Mateo County's Green Business Coordinator. I'm the one coordinator for San Mateo County, meaning anytime a business across the county signs up for the Green Business Program, I'm the person that they work with. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned, I work with Environmental Innovations. We're contracted out by the county. Environmental Innovations, just a quick backstory, is a local woman-owned B Corp that does a lot of work throughout the state, usually the green business work. But we also support the county and various jurisdictions with a lot of the food outreach and things like that. Next slide, please. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the Green Business Network. Who here is familiar with the Green Business Network or the Green Business Program? Good. We have one. Two. Alrighty. So the Green Business Network was essentially founded when various cities back maybe 10, 15 years ago had began trying to get small businesses green sustainability consulting. And essentially, there were a couple of forward thinkers that said, hey, why don't we come together, create a framework, and so that we can help businesses at scale. So as of now, there are, you can go ahead and click to the next slide. So as of now, there are more than 50 cities and counties across the state that have this green business program. San Mateo County is one of those members. And yes, and we serve over 30 sectors, and the network is always growing. Next slide, please. So as a presenter, I always try to harp on what are the biggest takeaways. And when it comes to what small businesses get, this is that slide that I would really like to be one of the main takeaways from today's presentation. This program is designed for small businesses. I study my MBA that I'm finishing in December. My MBA is sustainable business. I've been doing sustainability consulting for years now. I've worked in small businesses, and I'm confident that the Green Business Program is the only holistic solution for small businesses to be a part of the sustainability movement. At the theory level, I mean, as someone who learns about sustainability and who works with sustainability consultants all around, it's usually at the corporate level. So small businesses don't really are left out in terms of theory, in terms of UN SDGs, in terms of a lot of the frameworks that have been created. They were not created with small businesses in mind. And as a caveat to that, this Green Business Program, I think, is one of the most holistic solutions to keep small businesses forward moving. And if they're left out of the sustainability movement, they're not going to be competitive. They lose that marketing edge once Starbucks is lapsing them in sustainability. It's not good for small business. If we want our local streets to have some mom and pops and have that culture that only small businesses can bring, this is a vital program. So what do the businesses get? They get technical assistance, which sounds, a lot of businesses may not even realize they need it, but when it comes to being compliant with the foodware ordinances, with having efficient lighting, things that they might not have time or energy to think about, they get a lot of that hand-holding. And they get an on-the-ground representative, which is invaluable. I see cities, and I see the county send out mailers and emails to small businesses and wonder why people don't get the message. A lot of these businesses are inundated with that, with mail and with emails and spam from this or that. So having someone come in person like this and say, "Hi, I'm Britton. Oh, your lights are outdated and your sink is leaking and we can fix that. Let me help you." Having someone who can actually talk to the businesses and be an empath and be there in person is invaluable, especially when it comes to also compliance, because there's a lot of people who don't understand the foodware ordinance, who don't understand. Most small businesses get into their business because they want to make coffee, they want to sell, the retail that they sell. They don't get into it because they necessarily care about sustainability. Some do, but it's a small portion. Otherwise, this service would be inaccessible. Small businesses cannot afford sustainability consulting. Largely, the $100 rate that consultants charge is not something that small businesses pay for or could afford. And then, like I said, they usually don't have the time to go out and search for these things. So having someone who brings it to them and has a turnkey solution and it's free for them and has funding for them to change out those old lights is invaluable. So another thing that they get is recognition. So I brought with me one of the Board of Supervisors from the county signed certificates for Floral Art and Decor, who's out in Burlingame. So they get a wide array of recognition. So they get a window and digital decal. Here's one of the window decals. You may see it on some of your businesses out in Daly City or throughout the county or throughout the state for that matter. And then they also get extra exposure. They get listed in the Green Business Directory. They've been mentioned in many newsletters. Multiple times this year so far, the Green Business Program has been mentioned in the San Mateo Daily Journal. So recognition all around. And then probably what they care about most is funding support. So I regularly give out money to businesses to change out their lights, to fix their faucet, to buy compliant products. The county has set aside this money on a first come, first served basis with a couple different pools that it can come from, and financial resource assistance. So a lot of times there are grants that come out that businesses just don't even they haven't heard of, or they don't know how to. There's maybe a language barrier. People on our team have, I'm bilingual. We also have a Chinese or a Mandarin and Cantonese intern who can reach that community. So we can help them actually understand what financial resources are out there for them. Okay, so this is one of my friends. He's from Hungary, and I'm blanking on his name, but he owns Honey by the Bay. I put his picture up there because when I say we serve most businesses, I mean that he has a bee farm. So, we serve most business sectors. I haven't had to tell anyone no yet. except maybe food trucks. But that's kind of something that we're milling on in the background. But yeah, we serve most business sector, so most businesses qualify. Next slide. There's a lot of big numbers here on the screen right now, and essentially what I want to convey is that while, you know, helping John's coffee shop change out their LED lights or be more water efficient might not seem like a big deal, when you have me going out every day throughout San Mateo County and you have coordinators throughout the rest of the state going to 50 different programs day after day after day, you get economies of scale, and that's where you're seeing millions of pounds of GHGs reduced, millions of pounds of waste diverted. So, and the Green Biz tracker, that the checklist that we work with businesses has a tracking mechanism to where we put in data and saying, okay, well, we went from this many bins to this many, you know, from 3 trash cans outside to 2 trash cans, and we help them upgrade some of their computer equipment. And so it tracks that, and that's what you're seeing. Next slide. Here are some of the numbers for Daly City. I ran this back in May. And essentially what I did was I broke out, you know, there's not numbers by business. There's not business licenses by city data that I could find. So what I had to do was, so this is essentially comparing the population, the percentage of the population in the county relative to the percent of businesses active in the program. So whereas at this point in time, we had 406 businesses active in the program, Daly City is currently underutilizing this resource. They only have 25 of the 406 businesses, although they make up about 14% of the population, relatively, they're coming out, they have much less businesses active compared to the amount of population of in the county. So like I said, I know it's not exactly comparable because it's not just business licenses, but it's a sign that we have a lot of room to, we have a lot of businesses that we could reach, and there's a lot of businesses that as of now aren't being reached. Next slide. Here are some of the current Daly City participants. And actually on that original slide, Zero Panic was one of the people who came to our last mixer that we hosted in, I want to say, May. So some of the Daly City businesses are really interested in this, the ones that have heard the word, and they do come to our events. But yeah, here are some of the ones here's some of the sectors that we currently have. I put this slide up just as a visual representation of a graphic to represent kind of the disparity between population and activity in the Green Business Program. As you can see, some cities have relatively more participation compared to the population than what you would expect, and then some cities are below that line. Next slide. How am I doing on time? Okay. So essentially the way that this process works, businesses will register. At some point, I'll have to do a walkthrough of the site to either in the beginning, in the end, in the middle. It's up to what is convenient for the business. As someone who works with small businesses, I understand I'm very much at their mercy of their timeline. I'm not there to tell them when to meet because you know, if I want them to participate, I have to kind of be flexible. So yeah, usually there's some kind of is that the time? Okay. So normally there's some kind of an initial walkthrough. This is background music. And essentially, I work with the businesses through the checklist to say, hey, you know, you don't have LED lights. Let's see what kind of funding we can do to help you make that change. Hey, I see that a lot of their recycling is ending up in your trash bin. Maybe we could put another recycling bin next to the trash bin instead of all the way down the hall. You know, there's kind of that process. And once they've met all of those measures, then they get certified. They get this beautiful frame certificate on all of the benefits I mentioned before. And that's essentially what the process looks like. Here's me with Dave Toole from Toole's Auto Garage. He's kind of a leader in auto repair and the sustainability version of auto repair. Just again rehashing out what the businesses get. They get the logo that they'll put up on their window. They get the financial resources, free marketing. We do Facebook ad campaigns for businesses once they get certified. You know, they get invited to mixers. We're doing our end of the year mixer here in November. The city of Burlingame's mayor is going to be a guest speaker. We're expecting over 100 people, and there's going to be free food and drinks. So, you know, they get a sense of community that, as a small business owner, I think sometimes maybe can feel lonely. Maybe people don't understand your plight. And when you have other business owners come together, I think some of them really appreciate that. One, I mentioned earlier that I believe it's a holistic program, and I say that because as a sustainability consultant, many sustainability consultants and many programs look at one thing. So we'll come into your building and we'll look at all your lights and we'll say, okay, your lights are outdated, or, we can help you with your heat pump. But this program looks at your energy efficiency, any kind of chemicals, toxics, which is why I bought the Simple Green. We help them. Not only is it, most people love Simple Green, but we show them the logos that you can look for on the products. Like Simple Green is Green Seal certified. So we have recommendations for that. How do you know which cleaning products? I was raised using Windex, and Windex has ammonia in it. Most people don't know that. Fabuloso is, a lot of people were raised using that. It's just not good for your skin. Like Clorox, if you ever cleaned the bathroom with Clorox and you had the door closed and you got lightheaded, or you felt like, a lot of people that it didn't click that maybe I'm not supposed to be breathing that in, and maybe that's not good for my health or for the environment. So pollution prevention is an area we touch. Solid waste management, the transportation plan, wastewater, water efficiency. So simple things like changing out aerators. I've seen people who use 4 gallons a minute to wash their hand when you can make a $2 fix and use half a gallon a minute to wash their hand, and they wonder why their water bill's high. And it's, and actually we give those out for free. We give out those aerators for free. We buy it as a promotional item. It's a really easy fix for the businesses. So it's holistic. We can skip that slide. We can skip that. Skip that. Okay, so here's some of the ideas of how we can partner with the program. Essentially, we can collaborate with me, the Green Business Coordinator, to reach businesses in Daly City, share resources, and highlight wins in Daly City. And so what I mean by this is when businesses get certified or when businesses are signing up, if as, the Small Business Commission, if you can say, hey, Instant Panic just got certified, and lift them up and put some kind of a celebration on it, then it means a lot to that business. And it kind of creates this question of like, wait, what is that? For the other businesses in the program. You can also get local city buildings certified to kind of show that it's doable. I've seen this happen. Burlingame City Hall is certified. A lot of different city halls across the county are certified. You can promote funding for your local city. I know that that's probably one of the harder ones to ask for, so I'm just going to move on from that. Some cities have done it. Burlingame just set aside $10,000 in their budget to help green businesses make GHG reducing upgrades. And you can also one thing is just sharing the program, put it in your newsletter, let the businesses of Daly City know, hey, this is a program that we offer. It's already paid for by the county. They've set aside money in their budget year after year to have this be free for businesses. And it's a great opportunity to get the message to them. Okay, next slide. Alrighty. And sorry that slide said Foster City. I did not do my due diligence. Yes, but if you have time for questions, I would love to answer any questions that the commissioners, I don't know if the audience has any questions.
Thank you for the presentation, Brighton. That was great. I think for me, the first question I had, which you kind of touched on in terms of like how we can support and help by like getting the word out. But how are you currently sort of like doing outreach as a network?
As a network, or just like here in San Mateo County?
Just here in San Mateo County and Daly City.
So in San Mateo County, a lot of times I go where I'm called. I always say I can't be a local everywhere. Being the one representative for 20 cities, I can't be a local everywhere. But usually, so I came to Daly City because I saw that disparity, and I was like, I feel like maybe Daly City doesn't have that much green business representation, and I wanted to help fill that gap. But a lot of times people come to me and say, hey, will you pitch to our chamber? Will you pitch to with the city, or will you pitch to the sustainability committee? And so I do that outreach. And what a lot of people do is, we have like newsletter templates that they'll share and say, hey, if you haven't heard of the Green Business Program, here's what it is. Here's how you can find out more information, or if you want to register. There's not, I would say as of now, there's not like a super cohesive plan. And again, it's because there's one representative for the 20 cities, and there's so many different stakeholder groups across the county. So I go where I'm called, or where I feel like there's I've also done some equity outreach with either minorities in terms of ethnicity or demographics. Like I'm a U.S. Army veteran. Veterans are currently highly underrepresented in this program, so I do a lot of outreach to the different posts or to the Veterans Commission at the county to try to reach that population, reach that demographic. So.
All right, but typically the outreach is through the city partnerships that you all have.
Yep, or door
Okay.
to door.
Or door to
I go
door.
door to door to especially those centralized hubs of like downtown Broadway, and I'll go door to door and hand out flyers. And then a lot of times it's word of mouth. And the articles that made it into the newspaper were, we had some local champions like John Kavranian and a high school student down in Burlingame who were going door to door. And Burlingame was taking like 95% of the people that were signing up were coming out of Burlingame. And the Daily Times came and did a couple of articles on that. So sometimes we have local champions, but a lot of it is digital or me doing door to door.
All right, well, thanks for raising it. I was pretty shocked by seeing the numbers here in Daly City. So yeah, thank you. Commissioners?
I know it says, California green businesses, but I think, because I remember as a kid, there would be presentations in like elementary school, junior high, teaching kids how to do this, which would in turn, you take your parents, you teach your grandparents, you teach the family, and then it gets spread that way. Have you guys ever thought about doing that, or is that something you guys do, or?
I mean, I'll present to anybody. So I'll share the information to anybody. We do have a K through 12 checklist, and so there have been throughout the state, there have been, like I think here in San Mateo County, we have Cabrillo Unified School District signed up, and they're going through, it says green business, but I mean, we work with we can certify municipal buildings, K through 12, we can certify religious institutions. So I work with some schools sometimes, and I'll do presentations again on an as-needed basis. It would be a whole campaign if I just went out and tried to hit all of the schools throughout the county. So, but yeah, I mean, if you would like to get some kind of I've also done in Half Moon Bay. South San Francisco. I did a day where I just went out. I tabled at an Earth Day event and essentially talked to the public about what are some of the common changes you can make, like for cleaning products, for your shopping habits. What kind of things can you steer away from? What kind of things can you steer towards? So I've done things like that. And if that's something you'd be interested, like, yeah, I'd love to support that.
This is a great program, and thank you for presenting it to us. What comes to mind is, when you said Daly City's underutilizing it, it's like, well, why are we underutilizing it? And not to say that you being the only representative might be the challenge, but what are other challenges why businesses in Daly City are not utilizing it? And then number two, based off of San Mateo and Redwood City being the top, right, in the cities, what have they done so that they're a little more successful than we are, that we can maybe copy what they're doing so that we can get this word out?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think one of the things is some of the cities themselves on their website, like I mentioned, they'll list, hey, these are the green businesses in our area. So the cities are playing an active role as well. And they're not just, and it's not only up to the coordinator to get the word out, but the cities are also saying, like, I know the city of San Mateo had done some, I believe they're called proclamations, where, so essentially the businesses that got certified, they got some kind of a city proclamation. So the cities have gotten involved to spread the word and highlight successes and bring attention to those businesses. I'm working with Redwood City right now, Amanda Anthony, the economic development staff, and she's doing newsletters, and every time I send businesses, or every time businesses are certified, I CC her, and a lot of the businesses know her because she's out among the community a lot. So I think, especially if the community is very familiar with y'all, then that having your backing would mean a lot. When I say I can't be a local everywhere, what that means is when I come to Daly City, people are like, "Who are you?" They don't know me, so it feels like a sales pitch. But whenever you go to your local business community and say, "Hey, this is an opportunity," and they hear it from council member John, that feels different than hearing it from me, who's not from the area and who maybe doesn't know the business community. I definitely don't know the business community as well. So, one idea that that I came up with recently, I got this idea from a partnerships class I'm taking in my graduate degree. Essentially, it's they say partnerships need an aligned goal in order to have something to work towards in order for them to flourish. So what I've been doing is asking to create some kind of an internal, informal goal. So nothing that's written in stone, nothing that's we're held to. But in this case, the question would be, how many businesses would you like to see registered for the program and a year from now in Daly City? And how many would you like to see certified in the program a year from now in Daly City? And the way that would work would be, if you shared in your newsletter, I'm not asking you guys to do any of the work, but besides sharing the word, and then I'll do the work and then quarterly or biannually, I'll send you an update. Hey, you said you wanted 3 businesses to sign up. We're halfway there. We got 2. And it's a simple mind shift. Whereas if we don't have any kind of goal and I come back and I say, hey, we got 2 businesses, that doesn't mean anything because there wasn't any kind of an idea of, there's no relativity to that. As are we doing good? Are we reaching that goal? So that's something that I think is a very powerful strategy. Is to think of how many businesses would you like to see certified? How many businesses would you like to see signed up? And then if we're falling short, I could say, hey, maybe we could do another newsletter. Hey, maybe I'll come out and I'll table, and we can co-create solutions that I'll be the implementer. It's my job, but that way we can see where we're coming up short and what's working and what's not.
Great. Thank you so much for your presentation. And
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right. Up next on the agenda is our Daly City Colma Chamber of Commerce.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. My name is Tom Nuris, and I'm the president of the Chamber of Commerce of Daly City, Colma. It's a great pleasure to be here today. And I have with me members of our board of director and our chief executive officer. We have Felicia Leon, who is the CEO. We have Matt DiVincenzi, who is with Classic Bowl. Tony Roldan with Patelco. And Jacek and Nuri Kusik of Kusik Insurance. And they're members of our board of directors, and they're hardworking members of our community, business people in our community that are also part of the Chamber of Commerce to basically make things better for our business community and to advance business and networking of businesses. I think you probably got my handout, which we sent out exactly. And, we start out with a mission statement. And this is the mission statement of the Chamber of Commerce, basically, to encourage businesses, develop networking, provide members with useful information and services, to be leaders, and promote economic, professional, commercial, and civic vitality for our community, while seeking to preserve the unique qualities that are good for business and making Daly City and Colma a special place to live and work. And this is basically the basic goal of the chamber. The chamber was established actually in 1953. I put down 56 because I thought it was 56 because this logo that they popped up here on our thing said 56. I said, I know it's 53, but I saw 56. It's 53. So that means the Chamber of Commerce has been here for 71 years. It's a long time. And over those years, businesses have worked very hard to build Daly City up to what it is now as far as a very robust business community. I myself was a member of the Chamber of Commerce back in the late 80s and early 90s. When I first opened my business here in Daly City. I'm an attorney and I've been practicing law here for 45 years. So that's a small business. Myself, my paralegal, my office manager, we've been here for 45 years doing work in Daly City. And I joined the Chamber of Commerce then. I was on the board of directors for 10 years. I was president of the board of directors in 1987. And now they've recruited me back again for a second term 30 years later. And that's the kind of thing, because I've always kind of had an affinity for the chamber. I've always supported it, even though I wasn't taking a leadership role. And now we're back again. COVID was a huge thing for everybody. We all know, businesses were thriving a lot more than they do now, and they've struggled. And the chamber has taken a hit with that as well. Our membership went down because businesses kind of disappeared. But now we're building ourselves up again. We have over 200 businesses that are part of the Chamber of Commerce that are in Daly City and Colma. And they represent a wide variety of businesses, everything from the hospital, Seton, to the school districts, to Ceremony Center, PG&E, banks, small businesses, all different sizes. And they're all pulling together basically under the banner of the chamber. What do we do for the business community? Well, basically, we provide a hub where information can be gathered. We have our executive director, and we have a new office now just on Junipero Serra, which we've officed the Callan building there. We're in that building there. And we're going to be staffing that now. We'll have a grand opening, invite everyone to it as well. Hopefully you'll come as well. And the idea is that's a place where business people can come. They can gather information. They can learn about our community. They can find out opportunities to network and to do things with other like businesses. And so we have educational things that we do as well. We have seminars. We have workshops. You'll see probably in our newsletter, I put the September newsletter. It's the e-newsletter. You can see this. There's one for every month. And every month it has everything that's going on around Daly City, around our community, that the city is putting on, that the city of Colma is doing, police department, the Colma fire department. And this is every month. This is out there. You can see it. You can go on the chamber website and find out everything that's happening here. And all of our members get this every month. That goes out to them. And anyone else wants to see it, they can go on the website and see it. And it's a valuable tool because people then know what's going on in the community, and they go to things. And that's one of the things that we do. We are a kind of like a clearinghouse of information for the cities, for the school districts, for everyone around here, so people know what is going on. We have some major events that we do every year, and people like to get together and also socialize and network and meet other people that are in business. You come in to a mixer that we have. We were at Dave & Buster's last month. We had about 120 people there, and they're all different businesses. So we had a number of new businesses that joined. I met a guy that has a body shop on Mission Street, and I need the top of my car painted. That's where I'm going. Okay. And somebody came up to me and they said, do you do estate planning? I said, yeah, of course I do. I gave them my card. So I picked up some business as well. And that's the whole thing. A nice social event like that where people can come and they can highlight their businesses at our mixers. There's a stand-up period where you can just jump up, give you the mic, and you tell what you do and what your business does, and everyone else in the room hears about it, and it's really a great thing. We have an annual bowling tournament called the Turkey Bowl, and it's been going on for many years at Classic Bowl. It's sold out. We have 60 lanes. Each is going to have a team on it, and each lane is sponsored. So it's not just like a free. It's $395 a lane, and we've sold 60 lanes to businesses up and down, departments of the city. I think there's 3 departments from the city of Daly City that have bought. They're competing with each other. And so it's just another opportunity to raise some funds. So what do we do with some of the funds that we raise? Well, the Chamber of Commerce, in conjunction with the community partners that we have, gave 60 scholarships out to our high school kids that live in Daly City, $1,000 scholarships. And that's a lot of money. And that's part of what we do as part of the fundraising that we do. We have also events like our crab feed, which we have every year. It's over at the Colma Center, and that sells out quickly too. People get together, they come, they network, they share information. So those are a lot of the things that we do, getting people together to socialize and to share and to be able to learn what other people are doing. We have a major gala at the end of the year. It's called the Cypress Business Awards Gala. It's going to be at Lake Merced Country Club. And we also give awards to businesses that are part of the chamber and that are deserving recognition. So it's a pretty well-rounded program as far as that goes. So we have a new board. I put our officers and our board members in the middle section here just to let you see the variety of people that are just on our board. These are the 20 that make up our board. They are elected by the 200 members. And so this is the board that's now, and we're the executive board that basically are the officers. And so, we're really looking next year to really try and ramp up a lot of things. We're going to be doing a major membership drive as far as that goes. We're going to increase our staff at our office, so there'll be more people there available to help people in the community and to interface with our civic partners, with our cities, our fire departments. And that's another thing. City events happen, and we come to them, and we support them, and we actually help put on a number of them as part of our responsibility to the city. When the fire department or the police department have their, coffee with cops or whatever it is, we publicize it, we come to it, and we support activities of Daly City and Colma. So that's kind of what we do. We are here to collaborate and to work with our city partners and with anyone else in the community that wants to do that. And we're going to be going out there and really pushing our membership to get it double what it is now, because it was quite a bit more, before COVID. We're all coming back, and it's a good way to help us continue to come back. So that's kind of the Chamber of Commerce where we've been. I invite you all to join. I think it'd be a great thing. And so I appreciate the opportunity to be here and to speak with you about it. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. And I don't know the answer because I've just been president for 2 months. I got my team here that can help out as well.
Yeah, thank you
you
so much, Thomas. That
You're
was
welcome.
that was great, and thank you, Felicia and Matt, and the rest of the chamber for coming out tonight. I'm always fascinated by the networking opportunities, so
Oh, yeah.
I think it's great that that these exist, and I'm so happy that that you were able to sort of remind us all that the chamber is here and that these events happen. I will also just say that I'm definitely committing to joining the chamber. I think it's been on my radar for a while.
Felicia has
so-
applications.
All right.
We'll make sure we get them to you.
Yeah, thank you. I did want to sort of just ask though, how can us as a commission better collaborate with you or support the work that you all are doing?
Well, it's something like what we heard today. We heard Britain, yes, okay. Now, we have our network. I mean, you know what? We can work through together and get his information out to all of our membership, get it out on our newsletter. If there are things that are going on, and it's already happening. When things are happening in the city, we find out about it. You saw on our newsletter, okay? There's police activities, there's fire activities that were going on, different kinds of things. The top of the hill, which is obviously a big thing that's going on. So we'll get that blast out right off the bat. Up on top, we did a flag raising in Colma for Italian Heritage Month, which is this month. But yeah, we can get the information out, and we'll get it out to our membership and make sure that they know what's going on, what you're doing as well. And, those are the kind of things that we need to do. We need to work on collaboration. We can't be working against each other. We're too small of a town, and it just doesn't work. We just got to work together, and that's what we hope will happen. So we're here to help.
Absolutely, thank you. Commissioners, any comments or questions?
Actually, what does one have to do to become a member?
Fill out an application, and and pay. There's an annual membership fee as far as that goes, depending on the size of your business. And so, like, if you're a Seton Hospital, you're going to pay a lot. But if you're a small guy like me, it's like $195 a year, and that's it. And then it entitles you to come to all of our mixers. You can get priority in getting seated at our events, if you get your application in before other people. And so, you just kind of will be part of it.
All right.
So we'd love to have you.
Great.
Nice. And like, how would you foresee us? Would you foresee us doing like a once a month meeting together to formalize ideas and?
Well, you know what? I think you guys have a pretty full plate right now as far as that goes. So we are here to help when we can. So you just let us know how we can help. And, we're here to do that. And we're here for Daly City. We're here for Colma. We're here for the libraries. We're here for the school districts. Anyone that the Chamber of Commerce can assist in, becoming more productive and helping our community. That's what we do. So
Thank you
we're
so
around.
much, President.
Thank you. You're
And
welcome.
I was just going to also just say, thank you for coming back as well.
Oh, yeah.
I
It's
think
my
that was
pleasure.
fascinating to hear.
I'm excited about it. Really, I tell you, I got inspired because the board of directors is a great board. I came to one of their meetings. Felicia invited me, said, "Oh, just come. You haven't been to the board for so many years." And I came, and these people, I mean, their operation, they're like autopilot. They know what they're doing, and they're all volunteers. And the events just click because they're all working together as a team, and it's really good. So it kind of inspired me to get back into that part of it. And so, it's just part of what I do for the community as well. I mean, we all do something. I'm happy to see that you found a place here also to help Daly City. As I was saying, I'm on the commission, on the planning commission. So I do that part. I was on the personnel board for over 30 years as well. So, I've been doing my part with this city as well. And so now this is my community work.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
service.
Thank you very much. Take care.
All right. Okay. Next on the agenda is some discussion items. We're going to talk about the legacy business nominations. I see we have 3. Okay, so maybe we can do this where the folks who nominated, so I see on the list, the Bread Basket, the $1 Only Store, and Royal Donut. Who wants to go first? Unless only one person,
No,
only one person? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. I think I'm missing that one here, but yeah, go ahead. The Bread Basket. Okay, got it. Thank you.
yeah, so
Commissioner?
check. So I nominated the Bread Basket Bakery. They've been in business for almost 50 years, since 1977. Started as a family owned, it still is. And, they've really placed Daly City on the map with their Filipino-based bakery goods. Even with the rich culture of Daly City and the different ethnicities we have, it's really a good way to highlight a business that have taken the essence of back in the islands out here into Daly City. And they've reached out to, their business have gone as far as Nevada as well as Hawaii. So they're not just local, they're all over the Bay Area as well. And they've been pretty active in the community as far as supporting different foundations. I think the latest one they're supporting is the brand new KKC cultural cafe that's about to open, and I think they're supporting a scholarship. Don't know the full details, but I just think that's important to highlight that they're part of the community in the sense of representing as well. Not sure if they're part of the Daly City Chamber of Commerce yet, but oh, they are perfect.
Their parents were the first
Oh,
And then their daughters.
amazing, amazing. So I think with that said, I want to put their nomination on the table.
Excellent. Okay, I think we'll talk about the other two first before we nominate, or do you want to just move?
You can continue discussion and then vote yea or nay to move it on to council.
Okay. Well, I'll just say that I've had the pleasure of, buying bread from there for many years, and it's one of those things where I got scared at one point that they were going to close down. I want to say maybe was it like 6 years ago, and then COVID happened. But yeah, it's great to see that they survived and that they're still around, and it's awesome to see them up and down Mission whenever I'm driving. I'm definitely very supportive of this nomination. Commissioner? All right. So moved. Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve?
All right, I second.
And I second as well.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. The next on the list is the $1 only store. Commissioner?
Yeah, so, I come from a family that didn't always have everything, and we always had to economize as much as possible. So, one thing, if you don't have a whole lot, so to speak, you try to do what you can for the family. And I always remember going to a dollar store, 99-cent store, and donut stores, and they were always some of the happiest times. And so when I see a store like that, I always think of it as, some people think of it as, it's cheap items or unhealthy items, whatnot. But I look at it as they help make ends meet and help bring happiness across generations, right? Because if you're from a struggling mom, right, like a single mom of three, like I'm coming from, to have a birthday party or to have anything like that, it can be rough. But stores like the dollar store help make it happen. And so I always look at it with kind of a smile when I see them because it kind of brings me to a happy spot. And same thing with the donut stores. Not everyone can have, special treats, going to the Baskin Robbins and whatnot. I don't even know if they're still around, Baskin Robbins, but, to be able to share donuts with people was just some of the happiest moments of my life, personally. So again, I opted for these two businesses because I know what it can do for those families in need and struggling. And since they're around, I know that they're still helping out with people that have experienced certain things. So that's why I chose both of them.
Cool, thank you. Just to clarify, is the $1 only store the one that's on Mission and John Daly, right?
Yeah.
Like right on the corner? All
Yeah,
right.
they recently changed their name. It used to be under a dollar store, below dollar. Now it's $1.25 store, something like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, dollar only. Yeah,
Prices go up.
inflation. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so I walk by that all the time because I take
Ah.
my daughters to school at Woodrow Wilson,
Ah.
and they love the store. But yeah,
See, happiness.
and of course Royal Donuts up on Skyline is also a staple. So I'm very supportive of both, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the dollar store is, I see the community that they serve, and it's very important that they're there. Not everybody can go to the fancy Targets, you know what I mean? So I think that's definitely one that I support as well. The Royal Donuts, to be honest with you, not too familiar. Maybe haven't gone up there that for a while. Not that I don't eat donuts, but I try to, watch the girlish figure. Sorry, just kidding. But yeah, no, I support if they're a family run and they bring in the services that bring home opportunities for the community. Then I support that as well.
All right. Well, I'd like to move to
Go one by one.
make a motion for each one, right? Yeah. Okay. So we'll start with the $1 only store. I move to.
Move motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, and then Royal Donuts, I move to get that over to the council as well.
Yes, I have a
Second.
motion.
Yeah.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
All right, thank you. Okay, next on the agenda, any announcements or communications from staff? Or from the commissioners?
How about this? We
Oh,
got
yeah.
the Top of the Hill Festival. Very first time, right? We're shutting down the Top of the Hill and bringing out the community and bringing in different businesses and representatives of the city. There'll be food trucks, beer garden, car show. Bring the car out. Resource tables, live performances. I think it's going to be a great time, a great way to really highlight what Daly City is all about and the different representation that we have in the community that's been here and have really put the Daly City on the map. So if you guys have that in your calendar, October 19th, I believe from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'll be there. I'll have a wellness booth for those that want to come get checked by some of my practitioners. It will be a great time.
Yeah, I'm super excited. A big part of it, this is my neighborhood, so it's nice to see some liveliness in at top of the hill. So and so many wonderful businesses. So, and thank you for helping putting it together, Maybell. Yes. Commissioner, any other comments or?
No, I think it's a great thing to have. I mean, how can you go wrong? I mean, yeah, festival, fun, right?
And then, I was going to just, the next one, we have the Passion to Profit Conference. I believe it's the second year, yeah? Second time that we're having this. Last year I was there. It was great. Wonderful time. We had great speakers, great representation of the city and the different small businesses. The Renaissance Entrepreneurship Center was out there representing. So this is a second annual. It will be November 6th, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Cow Palace. Ignite, Inspire, Succeed, a gathering of aspiring entrepreneurs and small business owners to turn their dreams into reality. It was a great opportunity last year, great time to listen to other entrepreneurs, other business owners in Daly City, the different resources that are here. I think it's really important for our community, especially the entrepreneurs to come out and check this out because there are some resources that some are not aware of, and this would be a great opportunity for us to really get it out there and get the entrepreneurs and small businesses out there to hear about these resources. So again, November 6th, 2024, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m., Cow Palace, Daly City. There's a QR code. I mean, I don't know how people can get this, but probably on Instagram, maybe.
It's on the Daly City Instagram. It's also in our newsletter, Fognet, and our website.
All right. Perfect.
And it's free.
And it's free. Amazing.
Yeah, it's a really good place to run into people who experience the same problems as you, because not a lot of people understand what business owners go through. A lot of naysayers, but if you're a room full of people that say, no, it's doable, and you got to find the right person that has the right piece of advice, that's the best thing for you, other than all these naysayers.
Maybell, any other updates?
We also have a collaboration that was also on the presentation with the Chamber of Commerce with the help of Renaissance, a mastermind here in City Hall on the second floor, October 23rd on, I believe that's next Wednesday, starting at 10 a.m. We will provide lunch and we'll have a panel of speakers for our entrepreneurs and our small businesses. It is a $25 charge going to the chamber, but if you're a member, it's free, incentivizing membership. And if you do want to sign up the day of, your $25 goes towards your membership fee. So that should be a good time. and food will be provided. Lunch will be provided at that. Dinner will be provided at the Passion to Profit, and there's going to be plenty of food at Top of the Hill.
Nice.
One sort of last question. I'm just wondering, in terms of the survey that we sent out, do we have any previews of the results for any of that?
So it's kind of the same as last time. Rihanna, Mariano, and I hit Top of the Hill pretty heavily just because we were already there and we needed to communicate a lot of messaging. But that's pretty much where we stopped.
Okay.
So, it, you know, if you guys could go out and do that, yes. So letterings that you asked for to introduce yourself with, lapels you may have found to wear to make you more official. You have your business cards too. If you ever need myself or Rihanna to go out with you, just let us know. It's just we're kind of in the thick of event season right now, but we're more than happy to help and lead up to the November 14th Small Business Commission meeting where we have our community engagement day. So I could definitely give you whatever stats come in ahead of that meeting so that you have better talking points when we do engage with the community.
Okay, thank you. But do we have any idea how many people, because outside of the walks, like I know it was publicized on like social media and some other sort of platforms, but do we have any idea how many people
Answered?
Yeah.
We're at less than 40.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Okay. If there's no more announcements or communications, I think we can go to public comment, unless you have something else. No? Okay, we'll go to public comment. Anyone? All right. Seeing none? All right. I'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.